always disappointing when you get beat. Arizona played really well, and man, Jaden DeLaura was what we thought. Extended plays, did a great job of moving the pocket, did some things out of the naked. They even ran some read zone with him, so they took advantage of a guy who was a very good athlete. And otherwise, it comes down, we weren't very good on third down on either side of the football. That series in the third quarter where we had a penalty on a third down, then we gave up a long 3rd and 14, critical mistakes. We couldn't. The fourth down, I felt like that was the right move at about the 7-minute mark of the game of the fourth quarter, and we didn't get it. I thought it was the right play call. It's the right body, right people in the game. Frustrated for our kids. We played really hard, and I don't think anyone can ever question, how hard our kids play, how well our coaches coach, how well our kids go about their business out there. I've been here long enough. I've seen losses galvanize this team, and that's my anticipation. My most frustrated thing about tonight is the number of kids who apologized to me walking off the field, and that's not acceptable. They didn't do anything wrong. We got beat by a team that was better than us tonight, but they have nothing to be apologetic for. But I'll open it up for questions, guys.
Matt, describe the decision-making on the fourth down play. Was there any hesitation, or you were going for it no matter what there?
There was no hesitation. Based on, our week of practice, it was the right decision, and I don't second-guess it.
You feel like you let a potential FBS win get away here?
Probably. I think we were in it. We had our opportunities. That's why I'm frustrated for our young men.
You went with power right away. That was kind of your message tonight with your team?
We were. We didn't think that they'd seen it. Question how much they had defended it in the past, and all those big body personnel in there. And, when you got a guy like Hunter Luepke carrying the ball 18 times, that's probably a little bit outside of our normal how we do things. But this situation, created a need for big backs, and I thought those guys did a really good job. Offensively, minus the last series, we did a great job all game long of, taking advantage of some of our gap scheme and also some of our pin and pull.
What happened in the last 5 plays? They stopped you on 3rd and 4th down, then they stopped you 3 and out at the other end of the field. What changed in those 5 plays?
The 4th down was probably inches. We went in there with some quarterback run game, and they made some plays, and that's what it came down to. Without being able to see a replay, I don't know if I can sit here and say exactly what happened. There's always shoulda, coulda, wouldas.
The Cam fumble in the first half, how much did that kill momentum? Feel like you guys are going in for maybe another score there?
Dom, anytime you have a turnover in the turnover period, but one in the red zone, situational football, it's things we pride ourselves on, and, it would have been we had the ball at the 5, I believe, at that time, and, it is what it is. Those things happen. We're going to learn from it. Like I said, I've been here long enough to see losses positively affect this football team, and that's my expectations.
Is there some level of pride with the program that the FBS team won tonight and it feels like an upset? You understand what I'm saying?
I do. You're not making me feel any better if that's what you were asking. I thought our kids played hard enough that we can win. We played them again. Who knows? It probably relatively fairly contested, evenly contested game. I'm excited that it was a great opportunity, great crowd. I have to say something about Bison Nation being here tonight. Unbelievable. The passion, the volume that they created. They literally did. They took over Tucson, and when you get a coach at a place that has that much passion and that much support of these young men, it's second to none.
Was it all Deloria, or did you have trouble matching up with the receiver?
I think if we go back and look at it, I think some of he extended plays. We were in coverage a real long time, and so they got really good receivers too. But he's stepping up in the pocket, taking off, running. I had 58 yards rushing, threw for 200. And so, I thought we did a decent job of keeping the ball in front of us. I don't know if we ever really gave up a shot play, but missed a few tackles on the perimeter as well. Dorian Singer, Jacob Coing, those are 2 guys that we talked about all week, both dynamic wide receivers.
How'd you feel the defensive line held up with Eli's absence? How the D-line
I
played?
thought they did a good job. I know we saw some young guys out there at times, and I thought Coach Kaczor and our defensive staff did a really good job with the tempo. With them only running 64 snaps, I was worried we were going to be in the 80s based on what I saw the first 2 weeks. And we needed to win the time of possessions. We did. It's always a game of inches, and unfortunately we were a little bit short.
Any injuries tonight?
Not that I know of right now. I don't think so. Besides broken hearts, maybe.
Consider going forward? I know it was in a weird position in the field, but 4th and 9 at the other end of the field.
No,
Did you even
there was
think
about
that?
3 minutes left. It was my thought process that we were going to punt, stop them on first down, know that we had 2 timeouts. We could utilize those on second and third down with the anticipation that at least we might get the ball back with a minute and a half and try to 2-minute. And, that was our best bet at that moment.
You think the fact that it's 1:30 a.m. back in North Dakota, maybe you guys got tired down the stretch?
I don't think so. I saw both teams look tired at different times. When we scored on that last touchdown drive, that last run, there wasn't a whole lot of tackling going on. Maybe it was a little bit, both sides got wore out, but I don't think that involved in us not winning the football game. That would be an excuse, and that's not what we're about.
Just a comment about Hunter Luepke some more. I mean, he was just fantastic tonight, both running the ball and catching out of the backfield.
He did a good job. He's a very good, talented young man and great leader. You know what? He'd give all those up if we could have got a win.
What made their skill guys so tough to bring down?
Props to them. They were a good team. They played well. They ran through tackles and ran their feet well. We got to do a better job wrapping up and finishing tackles.
Michael, do you feel like you had one slip away here, opportunity to be an FBS team?
I mean, I'd be lying if I said no. I mean, we came here to win. We came here expecting to win. We knew it was going to be a dogfight. We didn't expect to come here and do anything crazy, but we expect to come in and do what we do. And yeah, it felt like it slipped away, but we're going to learn from it, and we're going to go back to work and do what we need to do, correct things we need to correct, and move on from it, use it as fuel. And our first goal of every season is to win the Missouri Valley, and we still have that ahead of us.
Hunter, you guys went to the power game pretty frequently today. What was that like out there, and why was that to your advantage?
Yeah, I think the O-line was just moving people off the ball. I mean, we were getting 3 yards or more of a push at each play, so I think that's just what we wanted to stick with and keep the ball moving, gain time possession. But yeah.
Hunter, describe the mood when you decided you're going to go for it on fourth down there late in the game. Coach said there was no hesitation. Describe what the mood in the huddle was like when you guys came out after that.
I thought we were really focused to convert, but we didn't, so that's something that we'll have to look back on and learn from it. So.
Did you know you're going to have a bigger role coming into this game? I think you had 18 carries tonight and had to cut the ball to the backfield a couple times. That was the game plan, was to get you more involved?
Yeah, I think me and Coach talked a little bit about it in the beginning of the week, and he just said be ready to get a couple more carries than you have in the past 2 games. So.
Did you see anything? Did they do anything different defensively those last 5 plays? Were they just making plays, or did you see anything that they had changed schematically that they weren't doing earlier in the game?
Nothing that I saw, no.
James, what is it about their quarterback? It's hard to contain. Got away a couple times.
Yeah. He has an ability to scramble like we haven't seen, at least so far this season. And he would just extend plays, and props to him. He was a good football player, and we couldn't keep him contained, and yeah, we got to do a better job at that.
He hadn't run coming into this game. I mean, he'd look to throw before he'd run. Were you surprised to see him run as much?
A little bit, yeah. Obviously, we saw the film too, and he was looking to scramble to throw, and then a few times he went out and run, so we had to change the game plan a little bit.
Michael, describe their wide receivers. How talented were they? What really was the big challenge for them, or for you guys there?
Like Kay said it, they have great skill players all around. The receivers did a great job today making the plays they need to make. I think we played a good amount of man, but we played more zone scheme, and that just gave, especially with the scrambling quarterback, time to run around. He can just dump stuff off and find open windows when there's not man-to-man guys plastering on guys. So I think that's just kind of the nature of what happened a little bit, but like Kay said and the guys were saying, like they had great players, great athletes, and they got the job done today and we didn't.
Hunter, did you feel like you had him where you wanted him on the drive that ended up getting stopped down deep? You guys were gashing him pretty good there at the start of that drive, and did you kind of feel like you had the momentum going your way?
Yeah, I think so. I think we were moving the ball pretty efficiently throughout that entire drive. So, I mean, when we did get stopped, it was kind of a momentum swing, I guess. So.
I mentioned to Coach, you had 100 and some yards rushing, a touchdown, scored 3 touchdowns. He said you'd give it all back to win the game, and I know that. But just a comment on your performance today. It was a huge game for you.
Thank you. But
Would you?
No comment.
There wasn't a question there, was it? How do you feel about your performance tonight, even though you lost the game?
I mean, obviously the first goal is to win a game, so it doesn't matter how good of a performance somebody has individually. If the team loses, you lose too. So I'm not going to really look at that too much, but on to next week, get back to practice on Monday.